Okay, today, actually not to start with, previously on my first video, it was this amazing knife. Previously, it was this amazing knife, the FLISSA Survival 4 and 7/8 inch knife. Um, so after the test, I couldn't stop thinking about how much you can buy with the money, because well, not only that it's sharp, it stays reasonably sharp, and it's under $20. In fact, just now um, on Amazon Prime Day sale, it was down to under $15. And there are a lot of knives that are worth a few that I think you can try for under $20, but a few of them actually work and sturdy enough to baton through very, um, should I say, nasty logs that have very uneven, wavy grains, and it just baton it right through it. It's like you can carry in a pack easily. The only thing is that this bout hook is not for, it's just for, going around in the camp, because if it falls off, you can find it. You go on a hike, on a trail, or somewhere never been before. This may not be the most secure thing. I'm not saying that it will fall off. It's likely to fall off eventually, but not fall off, soon. But it has a fire starter that works, and it has a built-in sharpener. So for this kind of money, you're actually saving a lot, not just because the knife is very inexpensive and it works amazingly well for something that I would say even 10 times the price. The grip is really nice, very, very nice. The whole point is that it's the double molding, because the hard part of the handle, it makes perfect sense. Um, is the one that in contact with the blade's tang, and so that will be able to sturdily transfer the force, but the rubber sleeve or molding on the top, um, sort of lack of a better word, interface with your hand, and it's a perfect way to do it. Soft for the hand, and it transmits there to the hard handle. The hard handle transfer to the knife, and for that kind of money, um, it's unusual for people to go to the trouble to have two materials for the um, for the blade, and also the way that they grind is a flat ground. Um, just from a manufacturing standpoint, the flat ground is a little bit harder, more expensive to do, whereas hollow grind, they just have two spinning wheels, and you stick the knife in and out. But that obviously remove more material and make it uh, weaker. I mean, this is not exactly flat, but you can tell that it uses very large diameter wheels, so that it's the almost imperceivable amount of concave in there, so it's effectively a flat ground, and the material is relatively thick, and it's thicker than a Mora or anything like that. You can pay more money for a Mora knife. For those who don't know, the Mora knife is just a very inexpensive Swedish-made knife that costs under $20 just for a couple of versions, and they're basically glorified steak knives. Um, and but they are very sturdy, and um, is the way they ground, called a Scandi grind, which is a single bevel. works for so-called bushcrafty things very well. So you know, this is not a glorified steak knife. This is a proper um, small outdoors knife. But anyway, the thing I wanted to say is that if you're going to buy, I mean, the sheath is nice plastic. I mean, those things that come with leather sheets is just a complete waste of time. You know, and then outdoors, you know, leather is a thing of the past. You know, soaking moisture and get rots and stuff like that. It has to be hard plastic of some sort. And this is not just hard plastic, but it's got rivets on it, so the knife is going to go through. Um, and the the sharpener blades are replaceable, so it's little screws on it. But anyway, you're going to buy something like that with a proper sheath, with that kind of knife, plus the fire starter steel and the whistle and the sharpener. You know, I mean, you might be able to get something like that for, you know, say even $5, but normally like $10. um, $5-10, and the sharpener for another, you know, like the $10. So you know, even if you got $5 for each, then you know it's $10. So you add it to like $30, um, and you wouldn't even get a sheath like that. So I just like to add is a amazing value, um, and I'm so impressed with it. I want to keep using it and see whether it would, how it would keep the edge, and how much it would survive the same, I wouldn't say abuse, but very hard, very, very hard use um, on chopping, well, I can't chop big wood, but chopping and batoning, and see if, I mean, it hasn't bent a bit. In fact, it hasn't bent even when I was chopping through very, very nasty um, uh, curved, I mean, you know, multi-directional curved and knotted, the curved grain and knotted logs. So I'm wondering, you know, what the fatigue life of this. My suspicion is with a metal like that, if it doesn't even bend, and it, you know, it's not a super steel. I mean, you kind of, if you're under hard use, you might want to sharpen it or touch it after every day's use. But that's the $20. Um, again, it's stainless steel. A lot of the things now they use D2, don't know why. In the outdoor, you don't want to be, you know, you need to have a stainless steel. And it's stainless steel with a coating, which is actually very durable. But toning through the wood, nothing has come off. But anyway, people say, oh, it's coated. You know, it's like, well, the coated wears off. The coat wear off if it's not stainless steel. It's just steel. People, you know, I have a gripe about this. People call carbon steel. That's like I myself. You know, steel is iron carbon. Okay, so steel is already an alloy iron carbon. So carbon steel is like, you know, what are you talking about? So steel versus stainless steel. Um, with even with steel, if you've got a coating, it doesn't matter how good the coating is, the edge, you know, you can't coat it because you sharpen it. It's the edge that does the work. So it doesn't matter what the rest of the knife have a little bit of rust, but if the if the edge rust, I mean, if you got water on it on normal steel, it's almost basically rust immediately. Then your knife is useless. I mean, the world this outdoor knife has a particular thickness on it. It's not going to break or do anything with a little bit of, you know, a little bit of rust on the surface. It's the edge. So for me, an outdoor knife, unless it's a camp knife, but it's like something you carry with you for emergency situations like that, then you don't want to sharpen it and get up to, you know, and the sharpening is an art. Not a lot of people know how to do it, especially without a machine, you know, in the outdoors. With just, yeah, you know, to be able to do that on the fly. So, and a lot of people think, well, you know, steel is tougher. Anyway, I diverge. This is stainless steel coated, very, very good when handle, uh, good shape, good grind, good thickness, nice sheath for the price. Um, comes with a working fire starter whistle knife sharpening, I am really looking forward to use it more, and I'm actually beginning to more into the smaller knives, but I would get the reason behind that in another episode. The other thing I point out how I think really good about this knife is um, it's one of, I think it's about time that people know that price does not mean, doesn't necessarily reflect the quality. A lot of these brand name knives are probably made out of the same factory, but it's a name you can trust, like Cold Steel, everything is tested, everything is well heat treated, everything is made strong, but then may not particularly be, the right kind of shape, design, and materials and things for your use, especially for outdoor use. I think the companies more cater on for like combat. I don't know what to deal with that, but the other thing is that not only that it's flat ground, but the transition between the grind and the tang the between the grind and the grind and the tang here is not a sharp angle. It's a smooth ramp transition. So you haven't got anything like a knot or sharp point right here, or a very smooth transition. So this is not going to create a stress concentration and break. So it's not just the materials and the thickness of the blade. It's actually the geometry, the shape of it that eliminate as much as they can any stress point, and also this notch here um, also makes a smooth transition between the sharp edge and the rest of the blade. So it's really good. But how good it is, I mean, it's already very good on the first test. But how much bonus are we getting from continuous hard use, long, medium, like a week or two of use, and long-term use if it stays still in shape and intact? I would come back to you. So I just want to recap on that. Amazing, FLISSA, $20.